Welcome to DirtBagZ, a brand new channel documenting our adventure. That's two families coming together and sharing resources to build two eco-friendly homesteads. We're going to show you exactly how we do it. Why don't you come along for the ride?
The reason why we are building eco-friendly homesteads using alternative building materials and methods is because of its low cost. We have paid $80,000 in rent on a $76,000 home and received no equity.
After years of research, we decided to build with DirtBagZ due to their cost effectiveness, environmentally friendly, and durability. When we are finished, we will have structures with 16-inch adobe walls, which will create thermal mass, allowing us to reduce the cost of our heating and air conditioning.
We are DirtBagZ. Are you one too?
So the world's getting pretty crazy. Cities are getting bigger. Cost of living is skyrocketing. We live in a city that has 250,000 people in it, and we just want to get away from it all. So we're going to a town that has less than 800 people, and we're not even in the town. We're about 15 minutes outside of that. And we're going to show you exactly what we're doing from the ground up, every facet of a build. So like Jamie mentioned earlier, we're using alternative building methods and materials, and that covers a wide range of issues and items. We'll show you exactly how we're doing it, how we're sourcing our materials, and we have a lot of really fun projects lined up that you guys are going to be able to see. You're going to be able to do yourself. All these things from the flooring, ceiling tiles, how to source your electrical, windows. Windows can be a lot cheaper than you think that they are. A lot of people worry about the cost of that. So stick around. So I've been getting all these questions, people asking me, what is an earth bag? What is earth bag building? And I've just been telling them what it is. It's the polypropylene bag with dirt and sand and clay in a certain ratio with moisture that's tamped down so it becomes compacted, and when it dries it's basically a concrete block. So it's an adobe concrete block within a bag. It's basically like pouring an entire concrete wall, very sturdy, fireproof, hurricane-proof, tornado-proof, all these great protections against environment, earthquake withstanding, things of that nature. And then they ask me, well, aren't you just kind of like building a hut, a mud hut that looks like something from a few hundred years ago that somebody would live in? And no, I've seen pictures and houses that I've been to that have been built like this that are luxurious. Have you been getting any questions about where our land is or what we're doing or what it looks like at all?
I have. I've been getting a lot of questions of, where are we building this? And So what I've been saying is, we did extensive research and we finally decided on the San Luis Valley in Castilla County, Colorado. Their codes allow us to build earth bags. So basically, and there's other places in the United States that allow earth bag building. You just gotta do your research and find it. But our land is beautiful. It's 40 acres. We have a septic and cistern already on the property, and we have the flattened area for where our house will be already done. And so all the hard work has been done for us. So we have found the perfect piece of property. So I hope, they get lucky too. So what do you think, Kurt? You're a genius.
What about you, Jennifer? Any questions about sourcing of materials?
Everyone wants to know how we're finding the materials that we're building with. From the beginning, it's been one of our goals to be sustainable, to have a low carbon footprint. We were lucky here in Lincoln where we've started this journey. We had the Eco Store. Unfortunately, they recently had to close down. So before they got closed down, we got a ton of windows. We got one of our cook stoves. We got some glass pieces, some doors. I believe we even got a refrigerator from the Eco Store. All of that's recycled products that stayed out of the landfill. We have also put on requests on Facebook asking for glassware, asking for windows, any sort of building materials that people have, and we've been very successful in finding recycled materials to build the houses with.
Hey DirtBagZ, this is Moonjock Nina here in downtown Lincoln to interview some locals about their point of view on alternative building methods. What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom. I guess the freedom to live your life, make the decisions you feel is best for you and your family.
Well, I think freedom means to me just the opportunity to express yourself in more than one way. I think freedom is the ability to go out and earn a type of living that you want to earn for your family, and I think freedom is the opportunity to vote for whomever you want to vote for. You're free.
The ability to choose to be who you want to be every day you wake up.
So I'm telling you now, a lot of people think that we are nuts, just absolutely bonkers. You guys can't do that. You're not going to be able to do that. Well, I say, what did they do 150 years ago, 200 years ago, the pioneers? And they didn't have power tools and the techniques and the technology that we have today. Society has to try and force you into this compartment that you're supposed to live a certain way. You have to live in that kind of house. You're supposed to have that kind of job. You have to have this kind of piece of paper. You have to have this kind of lifestyle. You can't say this. You can't say that. What we're trying to do is just explore what true freedom is. And I think that everyone will find out that it's a lot easier to attain than a lot of people think that it is. And one of the reasons that we chose to build where we're going to build is simply for that reason, freedom. Where we're building, they don't have very many building codes at all. They ask that you adhere to IBC, International Building Code. But other than that, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. You can build it all yourself. You don't have to hire subcontractors for all the little things. Now, your plans need to be approved. Your system designs have to be signed off by licensed professionals. But other than that, you can do pretty much whatever you want to do.
What do you think when you hear alternative building?
Alternative building to me would be that they would use maybe their natural surroundings, things in the environment that are already there, and maybe use a little bit around the environment to add to it to build something.
Trying to think for yourself and use the things around you to, I guess, build, create something.
alternative building mean to me, and just another way to build with our resources.
Now, going where we're going is going to be quite a shock for us. Number one, we will be in the largest alpine desert in North America. So, you know, the climate. We will be at about 6,000 feet higher than what we're at now. I think we said about 7,500 where we're going. So number one, we have to get used to the altitude, the thinness of the air. And also it's an alpine desert, so we have a lot more predators that we have to worry about and dangerous animals that we really don't have to worry about around here. I mean, we're talking about, you know, cougars and rattlesnakes, and probably not bears so much, but there are dangerous animals, and it will be a very rough lifestyle for a while once we get used to it.
Can you speak? Thank you for your input.
Now we're going to be creating a lot of different context that's going to be taking an in-depth look at the techniques and the processes that we're using to build these materials, or to build the structures out of these alternative materials, recycled materials. And we're also going to be doing some interviews with some professionals of trades that are starting to die out a little bit. Beekeeping, blacksmithing, a lot of different trades that are starting to die out, and we want to be able to preserve that history. So we're going to have a lot of fun along the way, and maybe we'll learn a thing or two.
What does off-the-grid living mean to you?
I guess my impression of that would be living outside of a city where you're using natural resources for living purposes. You know, I guess to me off the grid would be no electricity, that kind of thing.
You are living off of natural resources, things like solar panels, things like gardens, and natural, in your natural habitat.
So, do you feel it's important to recycle?
Yes, I feel it's important to recycle.
Why do you feel it's important to recycle?
Well, I've seen what it does to the oceans, I've seen what it does to our way of life, and I would want an alternative way to recycle or to continue to recycle.
Well, yes, I do. I figure, you know, the less amount of waste that you can send to a landfill or something that doesn't end up in the ocean, yeah, that's good.
This is Moonjock Nino signing off from downtown Lincoln. Back to you in the studio.
So on this channel we'll be featuring several different series that we're very excited about. Like I had mentioned before, we'll be talking to professionals of different trades that are starting to die out, so we can really appreciate that history and learn some knowledge too. We'll also have series that'll cover different cultural aspects of the area that we'll be moving to. Things like music, art, literature, and of course we'll have all of the different build series, probably starting with the RV and renovation, which is quite the job, let me tell you. But we really appreciate you guys watching, and if you could go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, it'd be doing us a huge favor. So before we go, I wanted to talk a little bit about my crew. All of the kids are so wonderful, and each one has their own little quirks about their personality, and I just love them to death. Even the ones that aren't my blood, I look at them as my children, the girls that I never had, and, well, just another boy to be rambunctious with. But they really are great kids. We struggle from time to time because there are some problems. Two of them have autism and another one has some behavioral conditions, which makes it challenging not only for them but for us and everyone else around them. So we really have to adapt, and they have to adapt. We all have to work together. Jennifer is just an amazing person. She is a very hardworking single mom. Yes, we are not sister wives, we're not in a throuple. She has her own family and she is single, well, kind of, we'll see. But anyway, she is just an amazing person. She's very hardworking. She has fought tooth and nail for those kids, to provide them for everything that they could ever want and need. And we are so excited that they will be starting this next chapter of our lives together. Jamie is one of the most amazing people that I've ever met. She's very strong, very opinionated. She's extremely hardworking, determined. She's one of those girls who just don't give a when it comes to people thinking about anything negatively about her. She's one of the most compassionate people that I've ever met. She will give the shirt off her back for you. She's very compassionate about a lot of different issues and is always willing to help people out, even when it hurts herself. She's just an amazing person, and I'm really happy that I have met her and I've spent the last 12, 13 years with her, and I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with her. That attitude does come through from time to time. Like I said, she's very compassionate, but at the same time, if you challenge her, if you disrespect her, she becomes the junkyard dog. So watch out. But you know, the whole crew, we are loud, we are unconventional, we may be a little bit crazy, we may be a little bit messy, but one thing's for sure, we are DirtBagZ.
Downtown Lincoln here to report.
Okay. Building materials and methods is because of its cost effectiveness. I have like 4 lines! 4 words!
Lowers our heating and air conditioning costs. Hundreds of years.
Art, literature, everything that's going to be surrounding that area where we're... Bless America.
I'm a blowfish.